Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Greg Jones with Engine Builder. Welcome to another episode of AMSOIL Garage. Today we're talking about the lifeblood of engines, and that's the oil. And Lingenfelter Performance Engineering and AMSOIL recently started a new partnership. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that in today's episode. All right, guys, so to help me talk a little bit about the partnership between Lingenfelter Performance Engineering and AMSOIL, I have the COO and VP of Operations, Mark Rapson. Mark, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us in here to the Wixom, Michigan location. Really cool to be here and see everything that you guys are doing with the LS and LT platforms and a couple of these cool Corvettes and Camaros that you got behind us.
We have a lot of them here.
Yeah, it's neat stuff. And obviously, to do what you guys are doing with the cars and the engines, you need some good oil running through them. And obviously, you guys have this new partnership with AMSOIL.
We do.
We wanted to learn a little bit more about it.
Sure.
So it's pretty new. So talk to us a little bit about how that kind of came about. You know, what were you guys doing prior and what ultimately made the switch?
Well, I mean, as the engine technology has evolved and, we're pushing the envelope. So, 650 used to be a big number for engine horsepower.
Sure.
In a naturally aspirated format. We're close to 900 now, right? We're running a lot more RPM. There's a lot more heat. There's a lot more timing in the engine. There's a lot of things going on. And as all that's evolved and the technology's allowed us to make more and more horsepower, we started to see other things that required more attention. Lubrication was one of them. Mm-hmm. So as we saw little things cropping up, we started to investigate, do a little bit of work on our own, and testing different oil products. And all the oil products are out there that are good. It's just that some offer some additional benefits than others. So as through our testing, we realized that AMSOIL was showing us the best results. So I think it was around SEMA of last year, after we had finished doing our testing, I had approached AMSOIL to talk to them about that, because really I want to understand what they were doing differently and why we were seeing better results. And that's what started the relationship.
Very cool. So something that you guys, took on yourselves. You knew you had to kind of make a lubricant upgrade of some sort. So obviously don't name names, but you mentioned you did some testing. How many different
we looked at 4 of the major brands through our activity, and it was things like rocker arm tip wear, piston scuffing. There were a lot of things we went through, through the heat cycling of the motor, how well was the oil handling the heat and the breakdown of the oil. And again, we're running so much more RPM now and generating so much more heat. And then you get into the newer cars like the C8 Corvette, and other things come into play. LSPI, low speed pre-ignition, is a big one. It's been around for a long time, but it's become more and more prevalent now. And one of the things that we found out is that the AMSOIL was much more resistant to that particular situation inside a motor than any of the others that we tested, right? Yeah. And in talking to them, we find out that they had put a lot of focus in that area long before it was required, right? So as the oil formulations have changed based on the government's regulations and all that, they were addressing it long before the others, which is why we started to see the results that we did.
Yeah, very good. Now, so it's been the better part of this year that you guys have now been using AMSOIL products, and behind us here you got a full suite of products. So it's not just the engine oil; it's a number of different things that you guys are using.
We run it and everything. So the transmissions, the differentials, we've seen improvements in the Tremec transmissions, running the AMSOIL transmission fluid in those. So we only use the AMSOIL products exclusively. All of our engine builder guys use the assembly lube. We use the break-in oil in the dyno room, and then the racing oil or the street oil for the other cars.
Very good. And so far, so good, right? The testing.
No, we've seen great results. Yeah, we've seen great results. Really good oil pressure, really good wear. We tear these motors down after races and look to see, where, what they look like inside, and you can't even tell they've been run.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Mark, how about, I know again the partnership is fairly new and you guys are just kind of getting going with it, but what's the expectation moving forward? Are you working with AMSOIL on further testing and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we developed a relationship, aside from just using the existing products, we talked to them heavily about future development, right? So as we evolve our stuff and as the regulations change and the new car requirements change, we wanted to work with them. I'm big on the technical side, and I wanted to be able to work with them on the future development product. So if we see a need that maybe isn't in what they are seeing, I want to be able to work with them on developing products, and they have agreed to work with us as an R&D development partner,
right.
research partner. So whether it's this facility or their facility, we supply them all the data from all of the work that we do, and then we share information on the results and determine whether there's a new product required or something like that.
Yeah, that's very cool. You know, in knowing some of those AMSOIL guys, there's a lot of smart folks at their facility, yeah. And I know there's a lot of smart folks down here at Lingenfelter as well, so yeah. I'm sure there's some cool things to come.
It's been an absolutely great relationship. They're so technical and they're so committed to the quality and in continuous improvement, right? That's exactly what the kind of partner that we wanted.
Excellent.
And it's a perfect fit for Lingenfelter.
Yeah. Mark, anything else about the partnership that we haven't quite covered, or anything else that you want to mention that you guys have going on?
Well, aside from the technical aspect, we are marketing with them, mm-hmm. right? So to educate the industry more about the results that we've seen and why the AMSOIL is a better product. The results that we're finding. I mean, Lingenfelter's got a very substantial name in the performance industry. So definitely. If we start talking about the performance of something, whether it be an engine component or a lubricant, it gets attention, and that attention then helps educate people on the reasons why we're using it and what the benefits could be for their vehicles.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, it's cool to see what you guys are doing with this partnership, and we'll be excited to keep watching to see what comes of it in the years to come. Yeah. But Mark, we appreciate the time.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, that's been this episode of AMSOIL Garage. Make sure you guys are checking out everything that Mark and his team are doing here at Lingenfelter. And make sure you're checking out what the AMSOIL folks have going on over there as well. Thanks for watching this episode. We'll see you guys next time.
This video is brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Visit AMSOIL.com for more information.